Some pliers. Okay, meat soup, diced pork, fry lightly and put in a pot with diced potatoes, carrots and peas. Water and spices, and there you go. So it's like pork soup. That sounds quite nice. Anything sounds nice at the moment. I am hungry. There's a photo of them on the floor. Hell is that? We'll see if there's anything I've missed, and we're going to read the diary and get an idea of this next clue. That is grim. That's going to open the door and let me out. These places were all supposed to be connected by a sewer, it said. So why do I not see a tunnel underneath? Let's check the diary. Pork or beef? Oh, what do we have? We have something like that called, it's like a beef broth, which will be a similar sort of thing. Can add barley to it as well, which is nice. Pierce investigation agency. Have we got a character point to spend? We've got none, as far as I can see. I thought we got one. Sanity's still holding out. We do. Oh, we have two. Right, I see. It's down there. 2 CP to spend. There was it spot hidden? And I can get that up to... No, that's where I had 6. Psychology. Let's get this up to the next level. So... Oh, it still says 2 CP needed before next level. Let's go with that anyway. Occultism. That's not going up. Maybe I should be spending points in occultism. I don't know. I haven't tried the fish soup yet, Big Duck. I've still got the recipe with the fennel. We're going to give that a go. Didn't tell me what to do there, did it? Clues. We've got more clues. This thing. Hawkins Warehouse. Officially unused since Charles Hawkins' death, this warehouse recently housed a clandestine resident. Signs of life attest to the fact. The presence of blood-stained bandages must also be noted, probably removed from a wound, as well as pills, painkillers and sleeping pills. Moreover, the occupant seems to be obsessed with Sarah Hawkins, as attested by the presence of several documents connected with the artist's life. I'm just realising that thing we reconstructed, it maybe wasn't several people in there, it was maybe one person at different stages or in different times. That would make more sense. But it's the discovery of a partly charred painting recognised by Officer Bradley as having come from the Hawkins mansion that allows all doubts to be lifted as to the link between the contents of this building and the Hawkins case. So that's come from the Hawkins mansion. Right. Well, I guess I go and speak to Officer Bradley then?
Someone has settled in here. And whoever it is has something to tell me about the Hawkins case.
Oh.
Is there anyone in there?
There is.
Don't move. You again. I told you to stay away from this warehouse.
I'm in trouble. Let's try this.
You seem like a competent officer. We should help each other.
You're trying to manipulate me, Mr. Pierce. I hate to be taken for a fool.
All right, Inspector Lestrade. Let me take a more direct approach.
Lestrade?
Can you explain what this painting is doing here?
They've stolen it.
Strange portrait. Wait, I know it.
It was in the Hawkins mansion when we came to investigate the fire.
So you confirm that it was removed from the crime scene. Interesting. I'd like to go and see the mansion now.
Of course. You want to go back along his trail? I'd like to understand how this painting made it to here. Come on. My car's parked down the way.
Oh, that's your car blocking me from going anywhere.
Would you please shut the door? And open your eyes, damn it. This guy went right under your nose.
So, Lestrade...
Her again.
Oh, God.
This case has nothing to do with you, Baker. Clear the passage or I'll shut you up for obstruction.
Officer Bradley, you've finally grown a pair. Too bad you're too fat to see them down there.
Why you?
Come on, keep the smile. You don't want to force me to widen it.
Okay, I get it. Can we go to the mansion now?
I thought I'd straightened you out, mister. I am disappointed, but we'll meet again.
She's mean.
Is it far, this mansion?
You know what's wrong with the
Look
graphics?
behind you, at the top of the ridge.
Oh, right,
You see the building?
that's a spooky looking place.
That's the Hawkins mansion. Come on, we got some driving to do.
What is this game? Seems a little bit slow, but a nice change of pace from the non-stop slaughter fest that many games today are all about. It's a Cthulhu game, which is like a horror, Lovecraftian horror, because Lovecraft was the guy who wrote the Call of Cthulhu novels, books, I don't know, mythos, I suppose, is the word of it. It's basically you play the part of an investigator, as you do in any Cthulhu game, be it tabletop, pen and paper RPG, or video game. And you get sent off on a case, which then expands into being all sorts of horrors and gods being summoned that will bring an end to the world. That's basically what it is. Totally not suspicious. I agree. I totally agree. Yeah. What I was going to say, the graphics in this game, not very good. I set it to maximum earlier. I'm going to check that they're still out there. Because there's no shadows. I don't know if any of you noticed. I just noticed it there. There's no shadows. The sprites seem to glide over the surface. It might just be that it's just, lower production value. I don't know. And that's fine, as long as the game's good. But this game's more of an investigative sort of puzzle, piece together the things, and story-driven game, Big Duck. So, interesting smile you've got there, buddy. There's always a crow, isn't there? Always an old crow. Someone's in there. Look at those textures on that face. Sounds nice. You like games where you can investigate the puzzle clues. I just hope there's an element of having to solve the puzzles rather than the game
Well, here we are.
kind of doing it all
Hawkins
for you.
mansion.
It's the old mansion. We need a Scooby-Doo game. That's what we need. We need this sort of
Place has
investigation,
been abandoned since
but
the
with
fire.
Scooby-Doo.
There's only old Winchester in his hut.
Old Winchester.
I see no scorched trees or fire damage on the building.
You're pretty damn observant, ain't you? The fire was quickly contained. Old Silas acted as soon as he could.
Not soon enough to save the Hawkins.
They were trapped in the drawing room. And don't go troubling Silas anymore. His guilt torments him enough as it is. Are we gonna take a closer look at this mansion, or do you have other questions?
Oh, I have a lot of other questions.
Your partner, Andrews, warned me against him.
You managed to get something out of that bum? I'll end up asking you for advice.
He talks too much. He inferred that old Silas was slightly unhinged.
That's not far off the mark, I
That
suppose.
face.
But kinda unfair at the same time. You know, Silas Winchester has been working for the Hawkins family as far back as I can remember. Charles was like a son to him. The day of the fire, he lost his whole family, so he's got nowhere to go. And, as you'll see, in a way, he's still watching over them. Is there anything else you want to ask me? Or do you want to go up there?
So there's old man Silas.
You won't get me to believe that it looked any better 3 months ago.
It's a very old building, you know? Its foundations would probably date from the arrival of the first settlers.
It's got nothing to do with
Really?
Charles Hawkins' debts.
Ha! You've already begun to nose around, it would seem. So, since you already know it, the Hawkins family couldn't afford the upkeep of this house. It remains to be seen what they did with all their money. I wager it was Charles Hawkins' travels. Let's go up there. Unless you still have questions.
You're the one who looked after the Hawkins case.
Don't think I was trying to hide it. It's just that this discovery shakes my convictions.
That's why you're so keen to find out who removed the painting from the mansion.
Yes. If something escaped us, or if there's been a law enforcement error, then it's up to the police to make good its mistake. Anything else?
Where's the game set? It's a bit communist style. 1920s America, and as nearly all Lovecraftian sort of stuff is set, it's in New England. This is on I think a fictional island near Boston, but they're all set in that sort of northeastern part of the US.
I prefer to be prepared if there's going to be trouble.
It's a wise attitude. But apart from old Silas and some rotten floorboards, there's nothing to worry about.
Yeah, right.
Could he be a problem?
Strictly speaking, he ain't dangerous. But since the tragedy, he's been a little touched. Though he's a remarkably sturdy man, given his age. A true force of nature.
A sad old man doesn't worry me.
Gee, if you don't want to listen to my advice, we might as well go. Right?
I think I agree.
Night falls quickly here, and I want to be able to see when we arrive.
I'll go with you, if only to reassure Silas.
Sure.
Why not? You can help.
Right. Let's go.
He doesn't have a gun. He could do with a gun. Actually, who am I kidding? Guns don't work against Cthulhu horrors. We need fire or silver, I think, works in some cases. But yes, if we meet any of the greater old ones, it's not going to matter what weapons we've got. It's all over. Can I go and explore? Yes, I can.
Bradley was right. This place is much older than I imagined.
Hilltop House.
The
built
architecture seems too recent.
1693. Well, that suggests that it was also burned down or destroyed and then rebuilt, surely. Can I run around and get some clues? Or do I have to go and follow him? I seem to have got here by a different route. The hell is that? The music. The music. Right, that's blocked, so I clearly can't go down there. That's dark. That looks like a blood... Maybe it's just a puddle. Maybe it's not a blood stain. Maybe I'm imagining things. Someone's left a light on.
This entrance is still in use.
Don't go in there. Not yet.
Whoa!
You were trying to force the door, you nosy prick!
Easy, sir, all right? Put down the axe.
You know what we do with rubble like you? We gut them. Dump them into the ocean.
Yeah, I've seen.
You're Mr. Winchester. Lower that axe. Let's talk calmly.
It's alright, he's gonna believe me.
I'll show you how we have it out on dark water.
Don't. Oh, right. Yeah, that one.
Sarah Hawkins' father sent me here to investigate the death of his daughter.
Webster, huh? I understand how he feels. But me? I want the dead to rest in peace. And that means kicking the ass of gumshoes like you.
Why would you not want me to help understand what happened here?
I've got nothing to hide. Tell me what you're doing here.
I just told you.
And no baloney.
The police report describes a domestic accident. But Stephen Webster has several reasons to believe that this may not be the case.
Webster is as stubborn as an old mule. And I did tell him that we should let the dead rest in peace.
He wants to restore the reputation of his daughter. I just need to see where the fire started.
The mansion isn't safe. You would break your neck as sure as you're trying my patience right now.
That's why you barricaded the entrance.
That's right.
And this door?
It's locked. And I make sure it stays that way.
You shouldn't really need this key.
The sooner I carry out my investigation, the sooner I wrap up the case and return to Boston. After which, you'll never hear of me again.
I like the sound of that. But I have a better idea. You leave right now, and you never come back.
Yeah.
Officer Bradley, this hood
If I'd
is
stuck
trying
with
to
him,
break into the mansion.
I'd be safe.
Do something, Bradley. Or this story will have a nasty ending.
I vouch for him, Silas. He's working with us. We have reason to believe that someone entered the mansion and stole some paintings.
Impossible. I would have seen it.
Better safe than sorry. Now let us in. I promise to keep an eye on this one.
Okay, then. I'll leave the key with you. You could have told me that earlier, son.
Sorry, I
Let's
was
see what more I can learn.
too
from
busy
this
changing my underpants after I nearly got an axe thumped into my head. Can I have the axe as well, please? That would probably be quite useful. Right, I'm just going to have a look around the rest of this place. Nice architecture. It's, I like the way this place is built. Is this just... Ooh.
This gate is locked.
That way's locked. Any flamethrowers in this game? I very much doubt it, but it's not impossible. I don't think there's much of a there is some combat later on, I think. Okay. Well, I guess... Well, that serves me right for going off by myself. If I'd followed the policeman, he would have safely got me past that guy.
Pierce, shall we enter?
Just a minute. Just to make sure, I like to give it a good, thorough investigation before I go anywhere. So I came up... No, I didn't come up that way. I came up that way, so where did the policeman come from? He took a much longer route round.
I'll have to find another entrance.
Glistening water. He did, he went another way, didn't he? I'm sure. Sure he went through there. I'm just making sure I'm not leaving any... That music doesn't... Did you hear that? There was something moving. Something ran off. Got scared by my own cheer there. You bastard. Thanks, Cookie. Watch out behind you. Right. This game is going to have me right on
Poor
edge.
kid.
Who's this one? This is Simon Hawkins, the 11-year-old.
Poor kid.
Thanks for the cheer, by the way. Oh, hang on. We've got this one. We've got Charles Hawkins.
Someone must really hate Charles Hawkins.
I told you. Silas Winchester is still watching over the Hawkins family.
I must say, it's pretty gloomy.
So, Detective, does this place inspire any thoughts?
Did someone
Do you know
desecrate
if
the
Charles
grave?
Hawkins had any enemies?
Not to our knowledge. He was a well-respected personality on the island. I don't understand. Silas would never have let such a thing happen.
Why were they buried here?
I was given to believe that it was Charles Hawkins' wish.
Strange idea. I imagine Webster wasn't too pleased.
Mrs. Hawkins' father? It's said that he's devastated.
Let's go to the mansion.
Okay.
Please give me a minute. I didn't expect to set foot back here after the burial. What kind of deranged individual would defile this sanctuary? And steal a burnt painting? I don't see Silas doing such a thing.
Oh, Sarah
Let alone
Hawkins.
allowing it. Even that broad baker is above Dad. Lord,
Ah,
have pity on this poor
that's
family.
the defiling that's gone on. I was looking at that and thinking someone had tried to rub the CH off the gravestone. It's just a bit weathered.
The flowers on Sarah Hawkins' grave are fresh.
I think that old man Silas, I think he had a thing for Sarah Hawkins. Maybe he was the real father or something. Maybe he just, treated her like a daughter. I don't know. There's something going on there.
Now that you finish your fun and games with Silas, we can perhaps inspect the mansion.
You're right. Let's go.
I don't know that I want to go into this mansion. Go on, let's go then. I'm glad I came back down there. There was a little bit more information that I needed to gather. I guess I should have just followed the policeman at the start, which would have helped. Is that an old crow up there again? Sodding big crow. Is that? Must be a raven. Right. We're in.
Let's take a look inside.
I've left Bradley behind. Chapter 3, Hawkins Mansion. Pierce and Officer Bradley explored the gardens of the Hawkins Mansion and got a huge fright when Cookie cheered. The family lies in the graveyard of the property, guarded by Silas Winchester. The old caretaker, still faithful to his employers, keeps watch on the place armed with his axe. A-X, axe. Do Americans spell axe like that, or is that an error in the game? Pierce and Bradley manage to calm him down and finally get hold of the key to Hawkins' mansion. They enter the building looking for the scene of the fire. Enter madness. You think I need reading glasses?
Follow me. I know the place. Who left this light on?
Was that rats? Mice? Ooh, hang on. There's got to be some clues. This looks like a load of clues, but it's not letting me inspect. Seabirds? Nothing too unusual so far. It's nice pictures of the sea. Storm. That is... Whoa, hang on, that is a bit creepy. So some dead roses at the front door. The hell is that? It won't let me pull a lighter out for that bit. No, it won't let me pull a lighter out for that bit for some reason. That is something... I can't quite see what's going on in that one. Rats in the walls. Hang on, hang on. Don't go anywhere without me. Just...
The Last Supper of the Hawkins. What does this tell me?
What the hell is that piece of meat on there? To enter a reconstruction. Right, let's do it again then. So we're going to try and piece together the evidence. This is quite a nice idea, actually.
This roast. What strange creature
That's
has flesh
exactly
like this?
what I was thinking. They have been eating some weird... Look, what the hell is that? Right, what have we got in here? This is the first scene. This is where the puzzle and detective element... It's got little tentacles. What the hell have they eaten?
This place is for the head of the family, Charles Hawkins.
Oh, looks like he stood up in either surprise or anger or in haste. Anyway, sent his chair flying. Hey there, Matthew. How's it going? A dark looking. I think we should get a fire going. I think we should light a fire. Fire is always good. Is it not saying... It says find the fire scene. Well, I'm not allowed out. So they've been eating some messed up food. Did it say the dining room? I think it said the fire started in the dining room. Must be this, is it? Ah, I've missed it. Okay, there we go.
The boy was probably here. Smashed his plate on the floor.
He probably said, I'm not eating this tentacled horror roast again. We had it last week. Oh, hang on. This right, we're putting it together bit by bit.
Sarah Hawkins' plate. Why did she leave it untouched? Something happened at this table. An argument?
Yeah, I think one of them said, pass me the salt. And the other one said, screw that, I have to get up and walk. You come and get the salt. And then one threw it at the other, and that started a fight, and the boy dropped his plate and refused to eat the tentacled horror. I think I've nailed it, folks. I think we're done. And that means we're done, right? So it says find the fire scene. I don't know whether we are done yet. I think we've put it together. Right, we must be. We must have done it.
Hey, Pierce. Daydreaming again?
Working, officer. This dinner table tells us a lot about the Hawkins family life.
Well, we don't have all day. The scene of the fire is next door.
Right, okay. So we need to go and put that together as well. Hi, Pan. How are you? Yeah, it is indeed the new Call of Cthulhu. Do I accept older World of Tanks replays? I don't have an older client for them at the moment, unfortunately. With the move to the new PC. They are on the old PC, the old clients, but at the moment I can only play, I think, current ones. Since I last updated it anyway, unfortunately. My favourite song, Light My Fire, by any chance? I do quite like The Doors, Light My Fire. I am a bit of a fan. Just going to make sure there's no regular clues. I don't think there is once you've done a investigation. I'd love to like that. I really would. Oh, there is something. Did I miss this?
Sarah Hawkins and little Simon. The perfect picture of the middle-class family. Sarah Hawkins and little Simon. The perfect picture of the middle-class family.
I'm rather glad I went back to check that. What the hell is that? Some books on the floor. I'll just put my... How come that still works? That looks like... Yeah, that looks like where the fire was.
Charles and Sarah's wedding, as painted by Sarah herself.
Was she a midget? Or she just sat down? Let's have a proper look at that. Oh no, maybe he's just a big, tall fella.
Was Charles Hawkins some kind of explorer?
Charles Hawkins poses like an explorer in front of exotic ruins. It's common knowledge that he wasted away his fortune on expensive trips. What was he looking for? You like how the game is very reminiscent of the RPG. Everybody knows what usually ended up there. Hey, if you want to see what's reminiscent, watch this. Watch this. Where's me? These are my physical skills. I've got a point to spend. I could spend a point. What should I get it up to? I think I should go in occultism. Oh, medicine and occult skills can only be improved by objects discovered in the environment. That's cool. That means I don't need to worry about that then. In that case... investigation. I'm going to boost that up. It's what I'm supposed to be. But yeah, watch this, right? This is reminiscent of the RPG. Go to the sanity tab. Mental traumas. Look, I start off with nightmares from my past history as a soldier in the war. Look at all the mental traumas I'm going to pick up during the course of this game.